Good afternoon, everyone. This session is being recorded, and I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Aparna Gupta.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Aparna Gupta. I'm the Vice President of Quality within HPCO. Thank you for your time and thanks for joining us for Quality Connections Open Forum. This is our fourth quarter open forum for the calendar year, but it's third quarter for the program. The program began in February of this year, and we are excited to bring you updates as to how the program is doing, what's coming down the pipeline, what next for fourth quarter, and what's next for 2023. As well as we'd love to hear from you. What are your experiences? What are your thoughts around the program? Now, as we begin, can we have a quick show of hands as to who all are using the Quality Connections program? You're enrolled in the program. And Karna, while we wait for that, maybe we can begin our slideshow as well. All right, thank you. This is great information, appreciate that. So the next few slides really are a very quick walkthrough of how things are headed. You can expect within this week to have the Quality Connections map updated on the HPCO website. And the updated map will have, as usual, different parts of the country, who all are the organizations that are part of the program. We have seen growth within this year and where they are in terms of achieving their rings. Very quick refresh, the deeper refresh we've had earlier this year, but very quickly for this discussion, the Quality Connections program consists of 4 pillars: education, application, measurement, and innovation. And these 4 pillars form the crux of quality. These 4 pillars are what we utilize on a daily basis as we work through our QAPI programs, as we work with our teams, and as we involve our full organization, our full agency in terms of continuous quality improvement. Within the program, each pillar has, we're still in that first slide, so let's go through that first slide. Each pillar has different activities that organizations must complete for credit. 4 activities at this point in time must be completed in each pillar to receive a ring. As we continue to build the program, you will see some change. In those 4 activities and the definition 4 rings. And we've got about 14 4-ring achievers so far with this update. Now, that being said, the QAPI self-assessment is a brief assessment that organizations before they can start their QC journey towards earning rings. If you're a part of QC, you already know this. And if you're not, this is important because this self-assessment will provide you the opportunity to see where your teams are, your organization is in terms of your quality improvement journey. This year, you'll see the assessment bring you to a point of enlightenment where you can sort of walk through the different questions, and through the answers, you'll understand where you are. In the 2023 program, there will be scoring done for this self-assessment, and there will be specific modules recommended that will help you on your quality improvement journey. When analyzing program data, we're going to be bringing you some information also around how the program is functioning. When analyzing this data, the QAPI self-assessment is used as a proxy measure to determine member engagement. We're focusing on our own quality improvement journey with Quality Connections, enhancing the program so it continues to be valuable for you. And so as we're looking at member engagement, we're using the QAPI self-assessment as a proxy. Moving on to the next slide, we will see, we'll see that engagement right here, right? So you'll see 4 quarters of data at the point of 2021 program completion, which was around February 15th of 2022. So we saw 72.2% engagement. We saw about 164 organizations that had completed their QAPI, their QAPI assessments. Now, Q1, we've seen Q1 was a new program. So your credits and your assessments and everything gets reset. So as we started the 2022 program, we started with a blank slate, and we started with a 24% engagement, and now we are at 42.8% engagement. That being said, we have seen a significant increase in enrollment. So the total number of users are 305. And what you'll see in the table right on your right side is from March 22 to December 22nd, 2022, we've seen an increase in engagement itself. Next slide.
Changes or anything like that?
So here's some information around program enrollment. At the end of the program, which was in February of this year, we had about 227 members. We currently have about 305 users in the program. And you can see in the table on the left side how the use has slowly increased. So members are finding value in the program. They're finding that the modules and the offerings in the program are helping them. Feel free to use some of these modules to supplant or take the place of other quality improvement orientation and onboarding and trainings you might have internally. The organizations that have reached 4 rings are on the right side of the table. And there are 14 organizations, so congratulations to you all. Of these, the first 4 reached the 4 rings as of the last update in August, and the other 10 organizations have reached 4 rings as of this update, as of November 30th. So congratulations, thank you for your hard work. We know it has not been easy, but we also understand that you're on your own journey, which is unique for every organization. We do ask, go ahead.
Sorry, Aparna. Corinna, are you able to mute the participants, please? I don't have access to, but we have a little bit of background noise coming through.
Corinna, you're on mute. Great, thank you.
Sorry, I can't see because I'm sharing the screen, but I have messaged the person directly.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to the next slide. So here's where you will see challenges, opportunities, and how the program has moved forward and how those have been managed. So the challenges are like with any program, if you have done program development management, you'll see reporting and system interface, manual credits, avenues for marketing, spreading the word. And those, flip the coin, those are opportunities as well. So here's a list of completed initiatives this year around the program. The quarterly open forum, we began, our first open forum was in March, and then we had the same conversation with more updates in September, and we will continue to have these quarterly meetings. The next update you can expect to have in March again, where we will bring you updates around how the 2022 program completed and what's new for the 2023 program. The 2023 program will begin near the first quarter of 2023. We have Quality Connections Advisory Council quarterly meetings. If you are on the Advisory Council, thank you for your time. Thank you for your insights in giving us ongoing feedback, ongoing input. If you're not on the Advisory Council and you are interested, please reach out to us and let us know, or put your name in the chat here, and we would love to bring you on board. In 2022, we also did a refresh and renew session, which was a deeper dive on what is Quality Connections, a walk through the platform itself, and we took a lot of questions and feedback as well. We transitioned to the new platform. It used to be on a learning management platform, and now you'll find a more of a portal, web-based feel. We have heard that there's more accessibility. What you can see is what we can see in terms of your transcripts, in terms of your progress in the program. So users have sort of feel more control of how your reports are. You can outline those reports and look at where you are, what programs you've completed, what modules you've completed. And we went live on the new platform August 4th. We have a subject matter expert recruitment form on the webpage. This was specifically for Project Echo, but we will be using the same form for our upcoming quality and innovation network, which I'll invite Sarah to talk a little bit about towards the end of this presentation. We have a printable measures of excellence tool. So the MOE, yes, we understand it's a quarterly survey. It's a large survey, many data points. At the same time, you're helping build that data set, that national data set, and that tool is available in printable form. Quality Connections office hours began this year, and there is now a Quality Connections corner. So for every monthly office hours, you'll see about 10 to 15 minutes dedicated to Quality Connections. Targeted member engagement emails. If you have been receiving emails from us, it's because we are curious and we would love to help and support you on your journey. And if there's any questions, we want to make sure that we're connected with you throughout the quarter, not just in these meetings, but beyond that. We've had individualized PIP support. So we are open to any coaching sessions, any ad hoc one-on-one support. If you're working on your PIP, please feel free to reach out. If you're working on your bite-sized QI projects, we have monthly sessions that are available. We're also available for one-on-one coaching. What do we have in the pipeline? An interactive QAPI roadmap. So when we were talking about the QAPI assessment, that is what we were alluding to, that for the 2023 program, when you take your QAPI self-assessment, it will generate a roadmap as well that will be more individualized and tailored than what you see today. The Quality and Improvement Network is an extension of the bite-sized QI sessions that we currently have, and dedicated palliative care content in Quality Connections. We will be able to see this content towards either the end of this month or early January, and you'll see dedicated and tailored palliative care content in addition to everything else that you find in Quality Connections. This palliative care content will be available in all 4 pillars. What's coming up? Stratification of program features based on user capability. What does that mean? That means that you'll find 4 different levels of capability on your QI journey. Based on your self-assessment, you'll be able to see where you land, and the modules that will be recommended will be based on where you are in your QI journey. So if you're at the place where you would benefit from quality improvement tools, then those are the modules that will be recommended to you. And if you're on the place on your journey where your organization is really thinking about outcomes, data, payment models, then you'll be able to see that kind of, or HQRP, you'll be able to see that kind of information. Restructuring of credit allocation, what does that mean? So we talked about that in prior slides. Currently, 4 activities lead to closing of 1 ring, and the definition of those 4 activities will go through some modifications so that the interaction that you're having and the experience you're having in Quality Connections is meaningful, and you have the ability to engage your full team in this in this journey. Addition of compliance content. We're looking forward to include some compliance content in the 2023 program. Open forum, December 14th, and then look forward to the map update later this week. With that, I'll come to an end for this presentation. I do encourage you all to please take the annual evaluation survey. Your feedback means a lot. Your feedback helps us understand what next, what is working with the program, what should change, what we could do different input, whether it's through this forum today or whether it's through the evaluation form. And before we move on to Q&A and taking your comments, I'd like to invite Sarah Simmons, our Director of Quality within HPCO, to walk us through what the Quality and Innovation Network means and what it will look like in 2023. Sarah.
Thank you, Aparna. So we're really excited about this idea of the Quality Innovation Network, and it really came out of some growth of exploring how our members are using bite-sized QI as well as the performance improvement project template that's included in Quality Connections. So what we're working on putting together is really a community of providers who are all committed to quality improvement and committed to sharing best practices, learning from each other, and providing feedback to us on what tools would be helpful to help your organization organizations in your quality improvement journeys. So what we're envisioning are monthly sessions of this group where members would come together, discuss their current performance improvement projects. There's a possibility that we could cohort groups together of individuals who are working on similar subjects. So if you're doing a performance improvement project related to the CAP survey or hospice visits and last days of life or similar subjects, we could, group you with like organizations so that you could share your journey in those projects. There would also be coaching involved in these sessions. So we're looking at some just-in-time trainings, some more personalized coaching, both from NHPCO staff and then outside experts as well, to give you some real tangible tools that you can bring back to your organizations and use as you implement these projects. Another part of the Innovation Network is going to be a library of performance improvement projects. So what this will do will give you the ability on our member portal on the quality webpage is to see a list of projects de-identified, because we certainly don't want to put your organization's information out there unless you're interested in sharing that. So you would be able to get on our webpage, access the Quality Innovation Network, and see what other projects are happening around the country. If you're interested in connecting with another organization who's working on a project, maybe you are doing something similar, or maybe your organization has considered the project, but you're not really sure how to approach it, we would serve as a bridge between those two organizations. So you could ask us to facilitate an introduction with the other organization so that you could share best practices offline. Our goal here really is to, again, facilitate those relationships and help to sort of create a model where you aren't separated by geography, by size or scope, and that you could really bring all of those ideas together with your peers across the country. So we'll be putting more information out soon for how to sign up for the Quality Innovation Network, and that'll be something that'll get started in very early 2023.
Thank you, Sarah. Very exciting. So we'd like to open the floor now. We want to hear from you. How is the program working for you? For those that are part of the program, what's working? What would you want us to know about the program? And what are you looking forward to next year? And what support would you envision to get you to 4 rings to complete the program? For those that are not a part of the program yet, we'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences around what you would find valuable in joining the program. And feel free to put your thoughts, comments in the chat or unmute yourself, and we'd love to hear from you. Another question that we think about is that there are so many currently programs, initiatives that we offer. And, one question that comes up from time to time is, how are these programs connected? And so let's talk about that just a little bit. I do see a comment in there. And we completed the second year of Project ECHO this year. It's been a great 2 years, and I'm grateful to have been a part of that in taking up and talking about quality improvement topics and several other challenging topics in hospice and palliative care. And I was moving towards Project ECHO Equity and looking at that curriculum, the 12-month curriculum around DEI in hospice and palliative care. I'm very excited to share that. I'm also excited to share the fact that there will be a DEI certificate in hospice and palliative care that will be offered to those that are committed to attending those sessions. That certificate and that DEI curriculum will be a part of Quality Connections as well. We're currently discussing with our content advisor and our experts internally as to what that would look like in terms of being a part and parcel of Quality Connections. As you engage in your quality improvement journey through Quality Connections and through, as Sarah mentioned, the Quality Innovation Network, what you'll find is you'll also automatically be a part of many of those projects and initiatives that are available through your NHPCO membership. So you'll be a part of MOE. You'll have the ability to utilize the STAR, the Employee Engagement Survey, the Bereavement Survey, and be able to get credit towards your Quality Connections ring completion as you continue to engage in the different programs. So the point is connecting all the dots and really making the effort that you're not doing duplicative work, but the work that you're doing is really helping you in a meaningful way, moving your organization forward, helping you with your quality measures and your quality improvement journey, and then also getting credit in Quality Connection at the same time. So we have a question here that says, would be amazing if the quality assessment was actually a survey that we could send to our leaders, staff for their thoughts, as currently it is only the quality manager's opinion. Hard to do this. And I'll open this up to our team here as well for any thoughts on that.
I'm curious, Stephanie, if there's a format that you think would be most helpful to be able to facilitate that. Right now we have it as just an online form that you can complete. Would it be helpful to have something that was a PDF where you could download the questions and share them, or something similar to how we have the MOE data collection tool? Is there anything particular there that you think would help to facilitate? Because I definitely think that it's a good point that you make.
Yeah, that's a great question. We could develop on our own a survey, like, using SurveyMonkey or forms or whatever, if we had the questions easily, in a Word document that we could throw it then into a survey, send it out, average it, then put the information in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering here, and there may be more conversation and maybe involving our survey folks as well. Is this something along those lines that maybe we could integrate through our other survey mechanism? Tej, feel free to jump in here, Kruna. Based on what we've done with our MOE and other surveys, there is a mechanism currently existing. I think we just have to think a little bit more around expanding that survey mechanism to this quality assessment.
Yeah, if Qualtrics could develop that as a survey and we have a link, we can just send it out to our leaders and staff. That would be even easier.
Yeah, I think that would make a little more sense than sending out the just the list of questions piecemeal to everyone that asked for them. If we developed one ourselves that just made it available to everyone that would be interested in using it, that would make more sense here.
Yeah.
And what we may want to think about then is that integration between Qualtrics and Quality Connections, and how we bring the survey responses back into Quality Connections. So definitely, for us to think about. Stephanie, that was great feedback. Thank you. Any other thoughts? See some comments here. I really think that the performance improvement project library and mentoring coaching is going to be a great direction for Quality Connections. Thank you, Tuesday. I agree. Stephanie, could show the improvement on the assessment over time as well. Absolutely. That's really where that Quality Connections roadmap, or the QAPI self-assessment roadmap that we're thinking is for you to see your improvement over time. If there's something that you all are already doing in your organizations where you're taking some sort of a quality assessment and being able to map it over time, we'd love to learn what you're doing around that. That would make most sense, and that's sort of what we're doing here, with that quality assessment roadmap. With Sarah, we are working on the STAR survey, which flows smoothly so far. Maybe something like that. Okay, thank you. I agree with Tuesday. Super excited about Quality Innovation Network. I think, we're learning from what's working here as well, and what is adding value to you. And so from the bite-sized QI sessions, I think we've had some really great engagement this year, and we have learned a lot from that engagement and collaboration. So I'm looking forward to that as well. What are your thoughts around, the way that credits are designed or right now flow in Quality Connections? And as you look inward towards your organizations, what else do you think Quality Connections might need so that it makes your work, easier, makes the workflow easier? It's not one more thing for your teams to do.
And this is Tuesday with Vitas. I know one thing you guys did for us, because we don't do the, I think it was the eggs, and there was another survey that we don't participate here. But we sent you our stuff, and you guys were really kind enough to work with us and enable us to close our rings. Excuse me, and maybe have more options for programs that may have their own bereavement services questionnaires and different like employee satisfaction surveys that are not the normal ones that everybody else has. Does that make sense?
It does.
What I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, Tuesday it does. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll pass this question to Sarah because we've done some work around that. And beyond that too, I think, Sarah, we were just talking about, of course, being able to substitute your own surveys, right? So you're not taking those surveys twice, but also get credit and that validation of utilizing those surveys internally, the ones that you have. But beyond that also, Sarah, I'm wondering if we want to talk a little bit about the innovative programs that we're thinking about, for 2023.
Yep, absolutely. So thank you for bringing that up, Tuesday, because we do this year kind of allow for external surveys for STAR and for EGGS, alternate surveys rather. And we're looking at making sure that we're streamlining that and sort of being equitable, into 2023. So we're still looking at some options for that. I will say that, there is such a wide variety in surveys that different organizations use that we want to be sure that we're, kind of evaluating that appropriately so that organizations who are doing really extensive survey processes, are being assessed in the same way as organizations that are doing kind of some more, sort of moderate scale surveys. One of the other options that we have looked into, as Aparna mentioned, is expanding the opportunities for organizations to get credit for innovations within their organization. So sometimes it's hard to really categorize specifically what that would be. And right now we have the option for innovative partnerships to receive one credit. What we're looking at as we're building content is where we can expand those opportunities for organizations to potentially achieve additional credits for multiple types of innovations that they're doing across their organization. So we may not limit that down to specifically, a staff satisfaction survey or specifically a community partnership, but really create more broad opportunities because we recognize that organizations are doing things that we're not aware of. And it's hard for us to really sort of put that in a box. So leaving that open for you to be able to kind of get creative and tell us what it is that your programs are working on.
Thank you.
Sure. It looks like we have another question or comment. It can be tricky to have the activities mapped to the calendar year. We did a few activities in the innovation pillar right at the beginning, and we'll need to do them again if we want to continue to work on that pillar. So I think it sounds like you're kind of referencing the way that our program year doesn't necessarily map right to a calendar year, which we know can be tricky for some of these activities. And as Aparna said, we're hoping with 2023 in building out a lot more content that you're not going to feel like your hand is forced to really do the same for activities. Or if you are an organization that doesn't do measures of excellence or that, doesn't do We Honor Veterans or something like that, that you'll have really multiple additional options to be able to still get those credits.
Sarah Sousa, let me ask you your thought here. How are you feeling about being able to close the innovation pillar this year? The reason I ask is, we're acutely, we're acutely aware of the fact that there is opportunity to add more activities under certain pillars. And so that's really a big portion where the attention is currently being able to add content under those pillars that might not have enough content for you to be able to close your rings. So would love to hear how your experience is for the 2022 program under specifically the application pillar and the innovation pillar. Do you feel there's enough activities where you're able to close your rings, or are there any thoughts around that?
Yeah, no, I need to go back and see what the innovation activities are, because I think a lot of it was a learning curve for us, just learning the program. And we were so excited when it came out and we were active in some of the innovation areas. So we like immediately like jumped in and we were like, oh, we do that and we do that. And let's fill out the form. And then when it got reset, we hadn't completed everything. And that's like, having sat in through so many, or, these meetings, I understand the logic. It's like innovation and quality is always, it's not a one and done. Like you're always working on it and it's always growing. So we've learned that. So actually this year for 2022, we focused on measurement. So that's where my energy has been. And it sort of pulled back on the other pillars because it's like, I can only do one or two at a time kind of thing, like my, just a bandwidth. And so I think we did the activities for a measurement pillar. And if that's the case, then I'll go back to innovation and just go through it and see, because some of those are actually some of the most fun activities, I think, or innovation. They're a lot of fun. So I don't think it'll be a chore to do them, but I need to kind of make sure we met the mark for measurement and then look
Right.
at innovation.
Great, thank you. Yep, that makes sense. And what we're working on for 2023, like Sarah said, is that there may be programs that you're already working on. There may be innovations that you have, or programs that cross-cut 2 calendar years, right? There may be some funding you may have had and launched a program. And so really being able to articulate and talk about that program, and for us to highlight the work that you're doing through Quality Connections, but also beyond that, through poster submissions, for example, at the conferences, right? So really connecting the dots and highlighting the work that you're doing and providing those opportunities for you to celebrate internally too, so that any and all work that you're doing is meaningful for you and meaningful for you to use in the program as well. Good questions, good comments. Anything else? We, in prior open forum discussions, we had heard a good amount around surveys. We had heard some thoughts around, credit. That's why the thought was to bring up the credit allocation. Is there anything else? I see Rebecca, your hand up.
Yes, my question is on the measurement pillar. You said we were going to receive 2 stars for, or 2 rings for the measurement of excellence. Is that correct? Because we don't have the EGGS program, and I've got the survey, the STAR survey, and the HIS and the measures of excellence. So I don't really have anything that I can do in that measurement pillar to actually get more than 3/4 of the ring. So can you explain about the MOE and the 2?
Yeah, I'll pass that question to Sarah.
Sure. So a couple of good options for you. The measures of excellence, yes, you can get 2 credits for doing measures of excellence if you submit all 4 quarters of data. So that is absolutely a possibility. And with the new palliative content that we're adding, which will be effective this Friday, you'll actually have the opportunity to get an additional credit in that pillar by viewing the webinars that we're going to be adding to the measurement pillar. And does the DEI survey count for measurement in 2022? I just saw that question come in as well. Yes, so the DEI measurement moved to education for 2022, the DEI survey, excuse me, but for organizations who had planned from the beginning of the year to have that count as measurement, we have offered the opportunity if you email us to request that we apply that credit to measurement instead. It can only go towards both, so you can't use it for education and measurement, but if you have enough education activities, you can reach out to qualityconnections@nhpco.org, and we can slide that credit over to measurement. But we're hoping that for organizations who have, maybe just one activity left in a pillar that they're not really sure what to do, that by pushing out this palliative content, at the end of this week, you'll still have plenty of time to move through those video modules and get an additional activity before the program year closes.
Yay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You have until January 30th for this program year, for the 2022 program year. You have until then to get all of your information in and close out your surveys. If you've done the MOE for 4 quarters, you'll get 2 credits. And so that also will be hopefully enough time to get your 4th quarter MOE data in. Well, and I'll go back to the comment around calendar year versus program year. This is another area we'd love to hear your feedback around. We're trying to adjust it to a way that it works for you and for the organization. So, but also give enough time where, through the holidays, if you haven't had a chance to complete, you'll still have another month. You've held to January 30th to complete any pillars, any activities to get to those 4 rings. So that's where that disconnect is between program year and calendar year. It's intentionally been kept around Q1, the cutoff from one year to the next. But if there's overwhelming thought process around, well, it really should be December 31st, then for 2024, we can definitely move it to December 31st. But would really love to hear what everybody's thoughts are. And does it feel like, being able to complete through the holidays, or would it make sense to offer another month and then close the program year in February? Now, for the organizations that are not a part of Quality Connections just yet, or you may have had some experience and you might have decided to take a pause for 2022, we'd love to hear, either here offline, or you can direct message what are some of your experiences. And bandwidth is always there. We totally completely understand patient care comes first. And it's been a pretty rocky few years. And then workforce challenges are there as well. So what we would love to hear if there are any Quality Connections program related things that we can help with that can help reduce your burden and maybe not have this program be one more thing for your team to do. All right, and we got some feedback. I like having January to complete those final pieces. Thank you. Please keep the feedback coming. It's really helpful because it gives us the direction, gives us the North Star, making sure that any program as the user of the program.
And I think as a follow-on to Aparna's question, I'd be curious to know if there is content, especially if you're maybe an experienced quality manager who's training someone else in your department, or if you're new in quality improvement and are, kind of navigating for the first time, helpful in this program, maybe on how to set SMART goals, or how to complete a fishbone diagram, or something related to the hospice quality reporting program. Are there topics out there that you find that you're looking for education on that may be able to be housed within this program? We would love to hear feedback on that, because we're at the point of, really trying to build it out to be useful for you.
I see a comment here. My team has complained that the education sessions time out and cause all kinds of problems and time as they have to go back in and start from scratch. They have not been able to solve the problem, and I'm not sure if this is just our org experiencing this. Is anybody, thank you, Stephanie, is anybody else experiencing this? That the videos time out and you have to go back and watch them from scratch all over again? Sarah, you have your hand up.
I've been working on the quality certificate program, and I've been delighted to actually not have that problem, because often I'll get, I can't do it in as structured a way as I might like. So I can stop it and exit and come back in, and it holds my place. And I'm super grateful for that.
Great, great. Thank you.
I just wanted to share this, Aparna, and to this group, the issue of, the video issues where you were not able to save it and where you had to go back, that has been resolved, and you should be able to actually continue from where you had stopped in your last session. So thank you for your feedback, but yes, we realized how important it was, and then that has been corrected.
And Stephanie, please let us know if it is an ongoing issue, because we'd like to, address any bugs or glitches. What we found was that as we migrated the program to the new platform, the way that the platform connected on the back end with some of the videos, the source of where those videos lived, there are different sources based on the nature of the video. So, to Sarah's point, it's been a streamlined experience, and then to your point, not so streamlined. That depends on the source of that video. We have been able to eliminate that glitch and solve for it, but that doesn't mean that there might not be another issue or another bug. So if you are experiencing that in the current time, please let us know.
Something else that we have been, pushing out over the last month or two that I would love to hear feedback if anyone has had any successes or challenges is putting our communication to your main Quality Connections organizational user account. I know we had a few organizations who had some difficulty receiving emails from NHPCO from our domain name. We don't have a good way of reaching out to users of that organization. So the email address that your team is using to log into the Quality Connections portal, you want to make sure that that is either an actual mailbox that is set up to receive messages that you can check, or is an email account that can be set to auto forward to the members of the team that you've selected, so you can be sure to be getting our messages.
Sarah, we're seeing another comment. I would love a system view so I could log in and see how all of my teams are doing versus need to log into each hospice.
I think that's definitely an interesting idea. We would have to talk to the developers about. Right now, kind of everything in the program is set up around the DART ID, which is each organization's unique NHPCO identifier. So even organizations that have kind of multi-sites, if those sites are set up in NHPCO with individual IDs, that's our Quality Connections sort of mirrors that system. But it's certainly something that we could talk to the team about whether or not that would be possible.
Absolutely.
We kind of here in VITAS, we have I think we had 6 programs. Each of us have different DART IDs, Stephanie, and then we had like one of our corporate administrators. She was kind of our mentor for all of us performance improvement specialists who are involved in Quality Connections. And we would meet at the beginning, we would meet weekly. And then as the year went on, we would meet bi-weekly. And now it's kind of like if we need each other, and we'd have a group chat on Teams so that we could all kind of tell each other where we're at. And then she kept a spreadsheet to see wherever we were in all of our pillars. So that may help with you, Stephanie, if you have different locations.
And programs, and Karuna, you may be able to describe this better than I am, so please jump in. But do you want to maybe remind everyone of the ability to run a progress report? So if you have someone who is overseeing multiple organizations, that they could ask their quality managers who's managing that program to maybe run and submit the progress report periodically?
Sure, Sarah. Are we talking about how to actually view the progress report itself in the portal?
I think so. I think maybe just as a reminder, because I can see if maybe someone in Stephanie's position, if she wanted to ask, each of the managers of each of her programs to maybe send her a progress report on a certain schedule, she wouldn't then have to log into each organization to look herself. Just it would be another method of doing that.
Sure. And I can either demonstrate it now, or I can email it to Stephanie.
Yeah, or maybe just give an overview of kind of what, in the portal that they do have the ability to run a report to see all of the, kind of the
Sure.
status.
Sure, I'm logging in right now, so I can show it to you right away.
Great.
Let me share my screen. All right, here is, I have already logged into the portal. So this is a test portal, and none of these reflect any of the organization. So once you log into the portal, you will see track your progress button here. So you just click here. And then here it is. So you see all the progress reports here, and you should be able to download it here. Give me one moment. Okay. Currently, I do not see the ability to actually, let's see. This is something we can talk about to see if this is, we can convert it to a PDF version or Excel version to see the progress report. Definitely, I will follow up and let you guys know that.
Thanks, Karuna.
And I see a comment here from Tej about browser use. So, everyone on your team is using the same browser, and if so, which browser and version? So we might troubleshoot for compatibility issues. So that's another, with the video timing out or any password issues or any other issues, looking at what browser you might be using, clearing the history in the browser, and then reaching out to us and letting us know if that's still not resolving the issue. Okay, those are great questions. I'm looking at the time as well. So anything additional, Sarah, Karuna, Tej here?
I think the only thing I would add would be if you have feedback from your teams that they're frustrated or that something doesn't seem like it's working, please don't assume that we know. Usually we do, and we try to to very much stay on top of it. But occasionally an organization will experience something that we just haven't been alerted to yet. So please reach out. Don't be frustrated. Don't let your team stay frustrated. Usually it's something that we can troubleshoot and help with.
Moving forward, you will see in December, January, and then February changes happening in the program. You'll see instructions in Quality Connections. So as you go into the Quality Connections dashboard page, you may, see some instructions or some updates, some announcements of what changes are coming. At the same time, if there's any questions, please feel free to reach out. You have the quality@nhpco.org email or the Quality Connections at nhpco.org email. Usually the quality email is for broadly any quality issues, and the Quality Connections email would be for specifically troubleshooting or any issues within the program. But really, as you have any questions around the new content that you'll see or the new features that you'll see, please keep us plugged in, keep us posted, so we can make sure that it's an easy and streamlined experience for you. All right, well, with that, I'd like to thank everybody for your time here today. This recording will be available on the Quality Connections website. And we look forward to continuing to stay in touch. As we mentioned, the map updates will be available later this week, and we'll have another forum. The next open forum, you'll hear about where we are, or how we closed the 2022 program and how the 2023 program began. And so we look forward to that. Everybody have a wonderful holiday, get some rest, and we will stay in touch. Thank you.